Om Shanti. Good morning, Diamond Morning. The Baba is very interestingly saying, what is his desire for us? We also have to ask ourselves, what is our desire for ourselves? We want to become pure. Our desire is to become elevated, to gain a high status in the golden age. And Baba's desire is that we become like him. And that covers all the other aspects. We can become like Baba, equal to the Father. We cannot become God, but we can become like him in qualities. And so we can go home with him. We can get an elevated status in the new world. We can be pure, elevated. So his desire for us covers all our desires if we are to make effort. And so we can become equal to him. So Baba's Murli today is the 7th of May 2021. In the essence, Baba says, sweet children, now become soul conscious like the Father. The Father's only desire is that the children become like him and return with him and return home with him. Question. On seeing which wonder do you children thank the Father? Answer. The wonder you see is how Baba fulfills his duty. He teaches his children Raja Yoga and makes them worthy. Internally, you children say, thank you to such a sweet Baba. Baba says, this word thanks belongs to devotion. Children have a right. There is no question of thanking him for this. According to the drama, the Father has to give the inheritance. And the song of Baba's Murli. What can stones do to those whose companion is God?
जिसका साथी है भगवान उसको क्या रोकेगा आंधी और तूफान.
Om Shanti. This song is for you children. What can the storms of Maya do to those whose companion is the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, the Almighty Authority? It is not those physical storms, but the storms of Maya that extinguish the light of souls. Now that you have found a companion who awakens you, what can Maya do? You have been given the title Mahavir, those who gain victory over Maya, Ravan. How will you gain victory? You children are sitting in front of Bap Dada face to face. Bap and Dada are called the father and the elder brother. Therefore, there are Bap Dada. You children understand that the spiritual father is sitting in front of you. The spiritual father speaks to spirits. Souls listen through their sense organs. They also speak. You children have created the habit of being body conscious. You have been aware of bodies throughout the cycle. As you shed one body and took the next one, your name also changed. Baba says someone is called Param Anand and someone else is called something else. Baba says, I am eternally soul conscious. I don't ever take a body, so I can never have body consciousness. This body belongs to this Dada. I remain eternally soul conscious. I wish to make you children like myself. And why he would wish to make us like himself? Because you now have to return home. You have to shed body consciousness. This takes time. The practice of being body conscious has been instilled over a long period of time. The Father now says, shed your body and become like me. Because one of the reasons why he wants us to be soul conscious and shed the body is we have to return home with him. Very interestingly, he's saying now, shed your body and become like me because you are to be my guests. You are to return with me. This is why I say, first have the faith that you are souls. I only say this to souls. What he says to souls, remember the Father, and then any other vision will end. It is this that takes effort. I am serving you souls. It is the soul that listens through the organs. I, the soul, I'm giving Baba's message to you. The soul doesn't call himself male or female. The terms male and female are given to bodies. He is the supreme soul. The Father says, "O souls, are you listening?" The soul says, "Yes, I am listening." Do you recognize your Father? He is the Father of all souls. Just as you are souls, so I am your Father. He is called the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. He doesn't have a body of his own. Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar have their own forms. A soul is simply called a soul, but my name is Shiva. Many names have been given to bodies. I do not take a body, which is why I do not have a bodily name. You are saligrams. You souls are asked, what is the question? O souls, are you listening? You must now practice being soul conscious. You must now practice being soul conscious. Each soul listens and speaks through his organs. The Father sits here and explains to souls. Souls have become senseless because they have forgotten the Father. It isn't that Shiva is God and that Krishna is also God. They say that God is in the pebbles and stones. This wrong idea has spread over the whole world. Many accept that they are children of God the Father, but the majority still says that God is omnipresent. You should remove everyone from that box. The whole world is on one side and the Father is on the other side. The Father's praise is, God, your divine play through which the whole world receives salvation is unique. You receive salvation through my directions. There is only the one who grants salvation. People beat their heads so much in order to receive salvation. This is the only Sadguru who grants both liberation and liberation in life. Now the Father says, I have come. Why has he come? Today he's giving few reasons for his coming. I have come in order to grant salvation to those sages and holy men, etc. I am the only one who grants salvation to all. I speak to souls. I am your Father. No one else can say, all of you souls are my children. They say that God is omnipresent, so they can never say that, in brackets, all are my children. The Father himself says, I have come to give you the fruit of devotion to the devotees. So the next reason for his coming, I have come to give the fruit of devotion to the devotees. It is remembered that God is only the protector of the devotees. All are devotees, so surely God must be someone distinct from them. If the devotees were God, they would not need to remember God. Everyone calls God one thing or another in their own language. However, his correct name is Shiva. When someone insults or defames another person, a case is filed against him. But this is the drama, and no one can say anything about this. The Father knows that you have become unhappy and that this will also happen again. The same Gita and scriptures, etc., will emerge. But no one understands anything simply by reading the Gita, etc. Power is needed. Those who relate the scriptures cannot say to anyone, "Oh children, have yoga. By having yoga with me, your sins will be absolved." They simply read the Gita and relate it. You are now experienced. You understand how you go around the cycle of 84 births. Everything in the drama happens at its own time. The Father tells you children, you souls, and what he tells us, learn how to explain. I am speaking to souls. I, the soul, am speaking through these lips, and you souls are listening through your ears. I am giving the Father's message. And what is the Father's message? I am a soul. It is very easy to explain this. You souls shed a body and take the next. This soul has completed 84 births. The Father now says, if God were omnipresent, you would have to say, human supreme soul. Why then do they speak of human beings, in brackets souls? You are speaking to this soul. My brother souls, do you understand that I am giving you the Father's message of 5,000 years ago? The Father says, remember me. This is the land of sorrow. The golden age is the land of happiness. O souls, you were in the land of happiness. You've been around the cycle of 84 births. You definitely go through the stages of Sato Pradhan, Sato Rajo, and Tamo. Now, let us return to the land of Shri Krishna. What would you like to become there? Will you become an emperor or an empress? Or will you become a servant? Baba is giving us options today, but then it will be according to our efforts to become an emperor, empress, and if we make less effort to become a servant. Speak to souls in this way. Let there be that enthusiasm. It is not that you are the Supreme Soul. The Supreme Soul is the ocean of knowledge. He never becomes an ocean of ignorance. You become oceans of ignorance and knowledge. By taking knowledge from the Father, you become master oceans. In fact, only the one Father is the ocean. All others are rivers. There is a difference. All of this is explained to souls when they have become senseless. None of this is explained in heaven. Here, everyone is senseless, impure, and unhappy. Only the poor sit comfortably and understand this knowledge. The wealthy have their own intoxication. Scarcely any of them will emerge. King Janak gave everything. Here, all are Janak. You are taking knowledge in order to go into liberation in life. And so, you have to make it firm. What do we have to make firm? That you are souls. You have to make it firm that you are souls. Baba, how much can we thank you? According to the drama, you must give the inheritance and we must become your children. What is there in this to give thanks for? We have to become your heirs. There is no question of thanks in this. The Father comes and explains this himself and makes us worthy. The word thanks emerges on the path of devotion when they sing praise. The Father has to fulfill his duty. He comes once again. Why does he come once again? To show you the path to heaven. According to the drama, the Father has to come. Why he has to come? To teach Raja Yoga. He has to give the inheritance. You will then go to heaven according to the extent of your efforts. It isn't that Baba will send you. You will automatically go to heaven according to the effort you have made. There is nothing in this to thank me for, to thank Baba for. You are now amazed at the game that Baba shows. We didn't know this previously, but we know it now. Baba, we will forget this knowledge again. He's making a very interesting point here. He says, yes, children, this knowledge will disappear from my intellect as well as yours. Then, when it is the time for the knowledge to be given, it will emerge. So it will disappear from even Baba's intellect at that time. When it is the time for the knowledge to be given, it will emerge. I am now to return to the land of Nirvana, and I will then play my part on the path of devotion. Those sanskars automatically emerge in the soul. I will come after a cycle in this same body. This remains in your intellects, but nevertheless, you must remain soul conscious. You must remain soul conscious. Otherwise, you will be body conscious. The main thing is to remember the Father and the inheritance. You claim your inheritance cycle after cycle. According to what do we claim our inheritance cycle after cycle? Is it according to the drama? Baba says it is according to your efforts. This is explained to you in such an easy way, but it takes incognito effort to reach that destination. When a soul first comes, he is definitely a pure Satopradhan soul. Then he definitely has to become a simple Tamopradhan soul. You definitely have to become Satopradhan from Tamopradhan. The Father has given the message. And what is the message the Father has given? remember me. The whole of creation receives the inheritance from the Father. He is the one who grants salvation to all. He is the one who has compassion for all. That is, he has mercy for everyone. There is no sorrow in the golden age. All other souls go and reside in the land of peace. You children understand that it is now the time of settlement. The karmic accounts of sorrow have to be settled with the power of yoga. And you have to accumulate your future account of happiness with knowledge and yoga. I shall repeat this point. The karmic accounts of sorrow have to be settled with the power of yoga. And you have to accumulate your future account of happiness with knowledge and yoga. The more you accumulate, the more happiness you receive, and the more the accounts of sorrow are settled. We settle accounts of sorrow now at the confluence of the cycles, and on the other hand, we are also accumulating. This is a business. Baba gives you jewels of knowledge and makes you virtuous, but it then depends on, so he will give us all this knowledge to make us virtuous. His wish is that we become like him, but it all depends on how much each of you imbibes. Each jewel is worth millions, and you become constantly happy in the future through them. This is the land of sorrow, whereas that is the land of happiness. Sannyasis do not know that there is nothing but constant happiness in heaven. Only the one Father makes Bharat so elevated through the Gita and through the true Gita, not the false Gita. So Baba says those people recite so many scriptures, etc. Yet the world has to become old. The deities were at first in the new world, in the kingdom of Rama. The deities do not exist now. Where did they go? Who took 84 births? There cannot be an account of 84 births for anyone else. It is definitely those who belong to the deity religion who take 84 births. People think that Lakshmi and Narayan are God. They say, wherever I look, I only see you. Acha. Do they become happy with the idea of omnipresence? The idea of omnipresence has continued for a long time, and yet Bharat has become poverty-stricken hell. God has to give the fruit of devotion. How can sannyasis who make spiritual endeavor themselves give the fruit of devotion? No human being can be a bestower of salvation. All of those who belong to this religion will come back. There are also many who have been converted to the sannyas religion. They too will come. All of these things have to be understood. Baba explains, you must maintain the practice of being soul conscious. Each body functions with the support of a soul. Bodies are perishable, whereas souls are imperishable. A total part is recorded in this tiny soul. It is such a wonder. Even scientists do not understand this. An immortal, imperishable part is recorded in this tiny soul. The soul is imperishable, and his part is also imperishable. Acha. Okay. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bapta. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dharana points to practice for today. First point. At the confluence of the cycles, settle the accounts of sorrow with the power of yoga and increase your new account. Imbibe jewels of knowledge and become virtuous. Second point. I am a soul. I'm speaking to a soul, my brother. This body is perishable. Practice what we have to practice. I am giving the message to my brother's soul. And Baba's blessing for today. May you be loved by all with good wishes and elevated intentions, and become victorious and be threaded in the rosary of victory. Baba explains, no matter with what intentions someone says anything, or how much they interact with you, you must always have good wishes and elevated intentions for each one. Be victorious in this, and you will claim a right to be threaded in the rosary. This is because the way to be loved by all is to have elevated feelings for each one in your relationships and connections. Those who have such elevated intentions will constantly give everyone happiness and receive happiness. This is also to do service, and to have good wishes is the elevated way of serving with your mind. Those who do such service become beads of the rosary of victory. And the slogan for today, to experience yoga in actions is to be a karma yogi. To experience yoga in action is to be a karma yogi. Om Shanti.